Hello, my name is Yucheng Peng, and this video will present and answer three cases and related questions. It will also introduce a current events that related cases. The first case, Valiance. Valiance is a Canadian-based pharmaceutical company. They basically took order of the market's pharmaceutical drugs and would mark up the price. They would then sell them through specialized pharmacies. Questions number two. What should the Valiant miss in its decision on accounting practice and the pricing of its drugs? Issues missed what the cost and the effects of their decisions being made. Also discarding any possible public and political blowback. The decision made were unethically driven by greed, money, and a mirage of numbers. The accounting was all looks, expense, and the cost were completely looked over. Company not paying over 15 billion just to make it look more profitable and attract more unknowing innocent people. This plan sounds good, but after a while something was bound to come up and be under investigation. Question number three. Why is transparency an issue for public trade companies? What's critical ideas to learn from this case? Less information means less certainty for investors. When financial statements are not transparent, investors can never be sure about a company's real fundamentals and the true risk. Critical ideas about violence was more about who are you. They defined themselves as high rollers with fake numbers that looked like they were running a peak business. The second case is deflated case and spy case. In January 2015, the New England Patriots and the Colts were headed to the Super Bowl. During the game, the Colts were suspicious of deflection of the footballs. The New England Patriots were then under investigation due to allegations for cheating during the AFC Championship game. The allegations were that the New England Patriots had deflected the football in order to get a better grip on it. For the questions number one, what significance do you attach to Tom Brady's answer? I don't believe I cheated. I think that there is some significance to Brady's answer because there is lots of gray area in the situation. Apparently, Brady didn't know he was cheating or that he didn't know about deflection of the football. He didn't think that they were breaking any rules. The significance also lies with Brady and Belichick, and they both rely on the team and its reputation to help cover their backs during the situation. Questions number two. Evaluate how the legal issues ended up versus the ethical issues that you see and discuss the issue of the proof. The legal issues were definitely tested and went back and forth between the NFL Players Association and the federal courts. Both Belichick and the Patriots accept a million fine and the loss of first and fourth round draft picks. Brady received a 4-game suspension because the NFL commissioner found evidence that he was at least generally aware of the deflections. Ethically, there are issues of lying and covering up the truth. The team denied any participation, and that was also not ethical. The third case is damaging reviews on the internet. The reality and harm this is about companies that will receive bad reviews on their Yelp business page. This would negatively impact the business. They would lose customers, loyalty, and money. One company that was mentioned was Joe Hardy's carbon cleaning business. His business was down by 30%, 80 workers laid off, and 6 trucks had to be sold. There were lots of ethical issues behind the owners of this business and them wanting to identify who left these reviews. They wanted to track them down and file lawsuits against them. Joe Hardy was one of them. He tried to file suits against 7 reviewers, but was denied. The business claims that they can't prove if these negative reviews were legal or not. The other side of this is that there are companies that hire people to write negative reviews about their competitors. Question number one. What can you think of defines for someone who posts a review and who entity is rival to the business? I think that's a strong defense uh, would be their privacy being upheld. Yelp is known to be anonymous so that their user can honestly post reviews about business and service. This allows for honest feedback so that people can decide if they wanted to go to that business. Question number two. Discuss the ethics of companies whose business is to write negative reviews for competitors in order to increase business. If a company is going out of their ways to hire someone to write negative reviews on their competitors' pages, they are not being ethical. This just shows that they are not confident in their own company. They don't need to be going out of their way and wasting money to bring another company down. They have no ethical reason to write these reviews other than they are competitors. The article that I found is called Squammers Here's Miami's Finest Restaurant with Bad Reviews. Give us 75 bucks or we will keep reviewing you with 1 star. That's basically the threat facing more than a dozen of Miami's most famous restaurants. This article makes me so angry that these malicious people who give bad reviews do exist. And what even scarier is that this has taken on a scale or is an organization using unethical behavior to their advantage. Reminds me of the case of Joe Hardy's carpet cleaning business. The fact that sometimes it's not the company that wants to remove some of negative reviews. It is true that sometimes people have malicious reviews. I think people are allowed freedom of speech, but people should also be responsible for what they say and what they do. And if this cause harm to others, it is unethical. I think the best way to solve this problem is to have real names when all accounts are registered so that the person information can be found and tracked down later. Thank you.